If you ask me as a concluding question, what are the major and most universal forms the continued learning that all should engage in adult life, because no one can be educated in school. I mean, one of the worst mistakes anyone can make is to suppose that school is the place where one gets an education and completes it there. It is impossible to become an educated person in school because youth, immaturity, is an insuperable obstacle in becoming educated. No one can become educated while young. Education takes place in adult life after ripe maturity. I'm sorry I would have to say, because some of you are younger than this yet, that no one really ever could claim to be educated until he's well past 40 or 50. It's a long time. I would have said, I think, speaking of myself, that I became an educated person after I passed 60. It takes a long life of learning, of reading, of travel, of experience to become an educated person. The thing I want to make clear is that it isn't simply by reading or by travel or by experience. As I look back at my own life, and I think you'll find this true, it is only if, having read something, I discuss what I've read with somebody else who's read the same book. I think solitary reading is about as bad an addiction as solitary drinking. One should drink with others, and one should read with others as well. Because you don't really find out what you've done with your mind unless you and somebody else, your wife or somebody else, your friends, have read the same book and you and they discuss it. So that I would say, in the course of one's adult life, the role of discussion, of conversation about serious matters, books read, parts of the world seen, new experiences, common to you and somebody else, discussed seriously and well, is the most fruitful of all the forms by which one grows up and one hopes becomes educated toward the end of one's life. Thank you very much.
No,
all I know is facts.
What then, Dr. Adler, makes for an educated man? What are the requisites?
Well, there, as you might suspect, there are many answers to that question. I think an educated man is one who has three virtues, three intellectual virtues. He has understanding, insight, and wisdom. Now, this is a very high demand because most people cannot achieve very much understanding, insight, or wisdom much before the age of 50. So you wouldn't look around and see young men and say they're educated. It takes a long time to become educated. I would say an educated man, when you say, what do you mean by understanding, insight, and wisdom? I mean, this man has a mind which holds a grasp of the fundamental ideas in terms of which all human problems are to be understood. I mean, ideas, in my vocabulary, are like optical instruments. They're things to see with. I mean, what you're looking at is life, human problems, human situations, the world, nature. And when you don't have many ideas in your head, you're seeing something very shallow. So you don't see it in depth. It's as if you put glasses on and then you had three-dimensional vision and color vision. You see, the environment took on color and shape and form. Well, ideas are seeing instruments, really, optical instruments that enable you to see what's going on, see through things, you see. And I say an educated man is a man whose mind is deeply enriched by ideas that enable him to see more deeply than most other men see.